When money is tight and the price is right, people are going to buy. This is something that corporations have discovered and exploited. They make food that is essentially poison for the body at a desirable price and heavily advertise it directly to the people who are not economically well off enough to afford healthier foods and yet need it the most. They are exploiting the economic situation of the lower rungs of society. And who are the majority of the people in the lower echelons of society? Inner youth, their families, and people of color.
A lot of youth tend to eat junk food more than they eat healthy, nutritious food, sometimes eating it every day. At school, youth choose to go to the liquor store to buy junk food than to eat the much healthier food options that the school cafeteria offers. Junk food is eaten so regularly that it might as well have its own section to the pyramid. This is economic exploitation because it is poison for the body, and the corporations don't advertise it to being a bad thing for your body. Youth just buy it because it tastes good and it's really cheap. When money is tight and the price is right, people are going to want to buy. In other words, when there are poor people and the junk food is cheap, people are going to want to buy.
I forget what year it was. It was 1972, 1968. But J. Edgar Hoover's bitch ass said that the greatest threat to the national security of the United Motherfucking States was what? The Black Panther Party. And if that ain't counter-hegemonic, I don't know what the is. Survival programs, breakfast for kids, sickle cell testing, police accountability, counter-hegemonic. You motherfucking right.
The Black Panthers were a civil rights group that created survival programs such as free breakfast for children program, free sickle cell anemia tests, free shoes, and free food baskets for the community. By having programs like these, they provide the necessary building blocks for young people and their families to fight for their rights and to have success in life and in school. The Black Panthers realized that when people aren't starving or walking around in holy shoes, that we can actually come together to discuss the problems in our neighborhood and find solutions collectively. This proves that the Black Panthers are counter-hegemonic because by having programs like these, they are able to bring people together to help the community. This is in glaring contrast to the divide and conquer model that has us killing each other over crumbs. The former director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, said that the Black Panthers were the greatest threat to the internal security of the country. Why would free breakfast for children and clothes for the needy be a threat to national security?
Hello, hi, we are here with my grandmother, Malia Lucia Salalalato, and I'm just going to ask her basic questions about tithing and how it is counter-hegemonic to economic exploitation.
Our first offering to build His kingdom here on earth, help out with the church, buildings, temples, and also for poor and families that need help.
Tithing is counter-hegemonic because the money recycles back to the community, meaning it helps the community with whatever the community needs. Examples of this is that it fixes up the community center, which is the church. It also gives money to people in need.
The Step to College program, buying food for the kids, is counter-hegemonic because this program is coming out of their own pockets for the benefit of the students. It is also counter-economic exploitation because they are providing us with quality food, supplies, etc. Homies Dinner is counter-divide and conquer because CSR brings two different gangs together to achieve common goals such as solidarity and a better community. By having gangs come together, it lowers the stress levels on the community, which lowers the violence in the community. The celebrations of various cultures in our community, such as Pali Day and Cinco de Mayo celebration, are counter-divide and conquer because it brings many different racial groups together to admire two different races' history so that they would not be exotified.
Motorcycles, houses, cars, candy paint, rims, anything that people in the town put value on, I have had it to the maximum. And I wasn't happy.
Most of my happiness on just like me portraying myself as who I am, rather off like something like for what the things that I have.
Okay.
You know, it's not, money can't buy happiness.
I've never felt better than those moments when I feel like I was smart.
Okay.
You know, so for me, it's now I feel much better when I feel and good in the inside, emotionally and mentally, versus when I look good on the outside.
All right. The segment of one of our community members stating how he would much rather be who he wants to be as opposed to being what someone else wants him to be is counter to keep body take mind, because he is clearly not being influenced by the media to the point where he is not himself.
Yes! Definite dozen. Discipline yourself so that no one else has to. Enter your revolutionary state of mind. 1. Be responsible to yourself, to your family, to your community, to our world. 2. Be respected, be respectful. Respect yourself, demand that others respect you, respect others. 3. Be honest. Leaders don't make excuses, they make improvements. 4. Be loyal. Stand alongside those who have the least. To discipline your revolutionary state of mind. 5. Work every day, everywhere. 6. Study. To study is a revolutionary duty. 7. Character over reputation. Character is who you are when no one else is looking. Reputation is what other people say you are. 8. Believe. Doubters never win. Revolutionaries never doubt. To build a successful revolution. 9. Be self-critical. No revolution is complete without a culture of self-improvement. There is no culture of self-improvement without a culture of self-reflection. 10. Acknowledge the knowledge. Teach and be teachable. 11. Build allies to influence the enemy. Execute 5 phases. Identify, analyze, plan, implement, evaluate. 12. Be relentless. Never give up.
If you're deaf, dumb, and blind to what's happening in the world, you're under no obligation to do anything. But if you know what's happening and you don't do anything but sit on your ass, then you're nothing but a punk. Don't be a punk. What she's really talking about is counter-hegemony. We call this overstanding, taking back our righteous minds to take back control of our lives and our communities.
Wait, you're recording all of this?
Yeah.
I need to poop. Whatever this is, please make it stop. I need to poop. I need to poop.
Nick needs to get his black ass out of my shot.